As a retail investor, we would want to invest in companies that have a global influence and are sticky and provide good and service that are unique and that cannot be easily replaced, a moat, so to say. If we step back and analyze the top US companies that are global, there is one distinct DNA that we can notice. All of them, though the founders might be from various parts of the globe, the CEOs and the founders would typically have their education curriculum chartered at their main formative period in the US education system. What makes US education system so distinctively pronounced in creating startups compared to rest of the world's universities? Stay tuned.
Okay, think about some of the biggest companies that are literally shaping our world right now. Google, Tesla, Stripe. What's the one thing they all have in common? Well, it's not just that they're tech giants. It's that their founders were all forged in the very same place, American universities. So what is it? What makes these schools such powerful launchpads?
I mean, you see this pattern over and over again, right? But why is that? We've got incredible world-class universities in India, in China, all across Europe. So why don't we see that same explosion of global founders building massive companies right there? What is the US system doing so differently? Now, the easy answer, the one we all jump to, is that the students must just be smarter. But that's not it, not at all. The source material for this explainer makes a really powerful point. The talent is everywhere, but the system in the US is uniquely engineered to turn that talent into founders.
And here it is. This is the core idea that changes how you look at this whole thing. US universities aren't just education systems. They are, for all intents and purposes, founder factories. They're not just training you for a job, they're training you to think, to build, to fail, and ultimately to scale. So let's break down how they do it.
It all starts at the very beginning, with the foundation of learning, the classroom experience itself. And the approach here is just fundamentally different from what you see in most other parts of the world.
And you can really see that contrast in philosophy right here, side by side. Look at the column on the right. In a lot of places, you pick one fixed major when you're 17, and your entire success hinges on one giant, high-stakes final exam. Now look at the left. The US system is all about flexibility. Switching majors isn't just allowed, it's often encouraged. Evaluation is continuous. You're not just cramming for a test, you are constantly building prototypes and pitching your ideas.
So what's the end result of these two very different approaches? Well, one system creates brilliant, exam-skilled students who are laser-focused on a single goal. But the other, it creates multi-skilled thinkers. This constant cycle of building and pitching, it's not really about grades. It's about cultivating the core skills every founder needs: communication, iteration, and just having the confidence to put your ideas out into the world.
Okay, so that's the classroom. But let's move on, because the system extends way beyond the classroom walls. The entire campus ecosystem, the whole thing, is basically designed to be a launchpad for brand new companies. And this just illustrates that seamless pipeline perfectly. An idea that's born from university research can become student-owned intellectual property. Your professor might not just be an academic, they might be someone who just took their own company public, and now they're giving you real-world advice. Then you've got campus accelerators that step in to help with all the nuts and bolts, the legal stuff, business models, patents. And finally, there's the fuel.
And this proximity, this is the secret weapon. As you can see, Stanford is literally embedded in Silicon Valley. MIT is right there at the heart of Boston's tech scene. NYU is just steps away from Wall Street. This is not a coincidence. It means billions in risk capital aren't just some abstract idea. They're right next door, accessible to students before they even have a diploma in their hands.
But look, infrastructure and academics, they're only part of this story. The third, and you could argue the most critical element, is the culture. It's a mindset that is actively and intentionally cultivated within these university systems.
And make no mistake, this is a very intentional outcome of the system. From that flexible curriculum we talked about to the on-campus accelerators, the entire experience is designed to push students out of the box and encourage them to take those audacious swings instead of following a safe, prescribed path.
And this slide just shows how profound that cultural difference really is. In many cultures, like you see on the right, failure is a source of deep shame. It's a reason to quit. But in the US founder factory ecosystem, on the left, a failed startup is actually seen as a badge of honor.
It's proof that you took a big risk, and it's viewed as a necessary, even respected step on the path to eventual success.
In its culture, it acts like a global magnet. The source material uses its great analogy. US universities are basically like the IPL auction for talent. They scour the entire globe, find the best and brightest minds from every single country, and put them all in one place. And when you concentrate that much global talent, well, global companies are an almost inevitable result.
And finally, when you graduate, you get a superpower, the alumni network. And this is not just a social club, it is a full-blown economic engine. As a new founder from a place like MIT or Stanford, you get warm intros to investors, you get access to angel funding from fellow alums, you get a direct pipeline to hire other elite talent. Just having that university name on your pitch deck gives you instant global credibility right from day one.
So when you put it all together, the flexible education, the campus launchpad, and that crucial risk-taking culture, the answer to our original question becomes incredibly clear.
So it really isn't about one student being smarter than another. It's about a system that is meticulously engineered from the first day of class to long after graduation to do one thing exceptionally well, produce global-scale founders. The real question now is, can this founder factory model be replicated anywhere else?
Assume hypothetically that the other parts of the world too, they make the shift and create value systems as well as the way in which education is construed such that it mimics that of the US-based system. But is that good enough to create global scale businesses? There is a unique and distinct advantage that US has that chances are rest of the world will not have. And that is a unified consumer base. What is a unified consumer base and why it is one of the strongest pillars in the US ecosystem for creating such global startups? Learn more in the next section.